Friend, you're the one who emailed me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I hear you.
Okay. So, yes, I am the guy that emailed you, and I indeed saw Jesus 3 times in my dreams.
Okay. Brother, before you go on,
Yes.
slowly tell us the three dreams. Don't rush. Take your time. Guys, invite
Okay.
folks. Here's the man who became Muslim. He saw Jesus in his dream three times and he's leaving Islam. So guys, invite your
Yes.
family to hear this testimony. Go ahead.
So, I want to start off with the first time because the first time was the literally the first time I saw Jesus in, I mean, like his face, and it was in the military. I am a soldier, and we had a mission in Belgium has 14 years missions in the Eastern Europe. I'm sorry. So yeah, I came back. There was a lot of stuff there. So I came back and I mean, kind of depression. And I mean, one night I was talking with my girlfriend, and my girlfriend is Christian, and I knew her a long time. She's Assyrian as well, and
Wait. Assyrian?
yes, yes, she's Assyrian from Turkey.
Assyrian, my people, she went out with a Muslim?
No,
You were a
she.
Muslim, you said.
Yeah, yeah, I was Muslim, but at that time I was doubting the religion, and she was helping me. We weren't together
Oh,
because
good.
she
So she
thought.
wasn't going out with you.
No, no, we weren't together because she said, you're a Muslim. I mean I can't be together with you.
So how
And
did she end up being your girlfriend, man?
I'm gonna tell you now.
Okay, go ahead, man. You got me
So
upset because I want to find their family so they can throw her out. Go ahead, brother.
no, no. So okay, so one night I was back home, and like I said, I had like a depression, and she gave me a Bible. She gave me a small Bible in Dutch because I speak Dutch, Russian, and Adigese is my language. So she gave me a Bible, and I was reading it. And the same night I had the first Bible, uh, I went to sleep, and I dreamed that I was in a store. And when I was in the store, I saw I saw a guy, someone who works there, but he was dressed kind of funny. He wore like a long, I mean, like a skirt. The like the Muslims wear.
Yeah, long robe.
Yeah, yeah.
Robe. Okay.
So I told him like, "Where is the bread?" And it's kind of funny that I asked for bread because I told him like, "Where is bread?" And he told me you have to go straight and right. I mean, he was telling me where to go. And then I saw a long man. He was like, we go by meters, but I think 6 foot. No, not 6 foot. See, I mean 2 meters. How many 2 meters is?
We'll find out. We'll Google it. Okay.
So he was long. He was pretty long,
Tall. Yeah,
and
it was tall, you mean?
yeah, yeah, tall. So he was tall, and not that tall, but he was tall. And the way he was dressed, he was like white. He had white clothes on, and he had long hair, but I didn't saw his face because he was like passing by. He was passing by, and I tried to go to him, and
2 meters.
then
He's 6 feet. 5'11",
yeah,
6. Go ahead. Yeah.
yeah. So I told him, I went to him, and I told the guy who is Jesus Christ. I told him like, first I wanna I wanted to ask where is the bread, but then I saw his face, and his face it was like glowing. I couldn't see detail. I saw like, when you are looking at the sun, and you're.
Wow. Wait. You said
Yeah.
when you saw his face, it was glowing. It looked like the sun.
Yeah, when you look at the sun, it kind of hurts your eyes, but it's
Yes.
beautiful. So
So when
when
you
I
looked
was
at
looking,
his face, so go ahead,
yeah,
tell me because I want to show you.
yeah, yeah. So I looked at his face, and it was like glowing, like you look at the sun. And I told him, I wanted to tell him like, "Are you Jesus?" But the moment you're so in shock, you can't talk.
Yeah,
And
you were
so
stunned.
he was, yeah, I was stunned. I was shocked, and I was telling him like, I wanted to tell him, "Are you Jesus?" And I wanted to tell him like, "Are you God? Are you a prophet? What are you?"
Yeah.
But I couldn't speak. I was stunned, I was shocked, and he was smiling at me. And then
Jesus was smiling at you, huh?
yeah, yeah, he was smiling at me. And then the guy I asked first where the bread is, the one who told me you have to look there, he came to me. He was talking for Jesus. He told me like, you want to work here? I said I said yeah, sure. He told me, okay, you have to work, and then at the end of the day, Jesus invites you for to eat with us.
Wow. Wait, guys, did you hear it? The man is speaking for Jesus, and he told you at the end that Jesus invites you to eat with us.
Yes, yes. He told me, the man who speaks for Jesus. He told me, you want to work here? I told him, yeah, sure. And he said, okay. And Jesus invites you to eat with us at the end of the day.
Okay,
I
now
said,
before you move on, Jerby, I hope you're listening. We need to clip this and make this go viral. Now, brother, before you move on,
yeah,
Matthew 17, verse 2, Jesus, this is Jesus. Look at it. This is the Bible. I'm giving you Bible.
yeah,
And he
okay.
was transfigured before them, and his face shone
Wow.
like the sun,
Oh,
and his garments became as white as light. So now Jesus invites you to
yeah,
eat with us. Go ahead.
yeah. So the guy told me he invites you to eat with us, and I dreamed like I was helping. There came a guy. There was a guy coming to me. He told me like, where is the wine? I told him, wine.
Wine, huh? Mina,
Yes,
don't leave. You're going to be after him. Wine, huh? So bread and wine.
yes. So I asked for bread, but then when I worked there, there was a guy who told me like, sir, do you know where the wine is? I told him, yeah, I don't know where it is. I work here, but I'm gonna ask the leader. So I went to Jesus, but I couldn't find him. So I asked the other guy, the first one who I met, told him, you know where the wine is? He said, yes, Jesus is gonna bring it to you. I said, okay,
Who's going to bring it to you?
Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
Jesus is going to bring it.
So so I was waiting for him to come, and I was waiting, and it took like maybe 2 minutes or something, and he came, and he gave the wine to me, and he said, give it to the person. I said, okay. So I took the wine, I gave it to the person, and the person said to me, thank you, and he went on. So then the day was done, and the the thing is that shocked me, because I knew nothing about Jesus first. I was a Christian when I was a kid. The only Christian in my family was my mother, but she died. So I knew nothing. So when I was going to eat with him, there were like 12 or 10 people beside him, like workers next to him, long table. And I was sitting. I told, "Why can I sit?" And he was like pointing to me, like in front of him. So I sit in front of him, and he gave me
How
food.
many on the table? You said Jesus, and you said 10 or 12?
Yeah, like, I mean, I don't know how many, like 10, 11, or 12.
11.
But the thing is, so I was sitting in front of him, and he gave me like food, he gave me food.
He
But
fed you.
I'm a very picky eater. I can't eat anything, I have to know what I'm eating. But at this time I was like eating. I didn't care. I didn't care. So it was bread, and he gave me wine, and he gave me bread. So I was sitting, but I was afraid to tell him I'm Muslim. I can't drink wine. But I just did it. I don't know why, but I just did it. So I sit in front of him. I eat, and then I wanted to ask like the big question. I wanted to ask, like I said, but it was like automatically. I said, Lord, what are you? And he didn't answer. He didn't answer to me. But the guy next to him, he told me. He told me. I mean, like, how to say in English? He was like, don't ask too many questions. Um, in Dutch, he was like, don't ask too many questions. If you want the answer, you have to look at the rules of the store, something like this. So I was like, okay. But then I woke up. So I called my girlfriend. I was like, I dreamed about Jesus, I think. And she was like, okay, tell me about the dream. And I told her, and she goes to the Assyrian church. The church is next to my house.
Yes.
So and she was saying, so I told her everything what I told you, and she was like, this is a miracle, because if it is true, 12 workers, then I think it means the 12 disciples.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, so that's why I said how many you saw. So it's 12.
Yeah.
12 disciples, and then the bread and the wine. You know what that is?
I mean, I didn't know, but then I asked her. I was like,
Yeah.
uh, she didn't tell me, but I thought it was like normal,
So
but
what did you find out it was? You still don't
I
know?
don't know. No, I don't know.
It's the Eucharist,
What was the Eucharist?
the bread and the wine that they give you at church, the flesh and blood of Christ.
Ah, the round bread, you mean?
The communion. Were
Yeah.
you raised in a church before you became
No,
Muslim?
I was 4 years old when I came to Belgium.
But your parents never took you to church?
I was little because my father is Muslim. I
Oh,
come
that's
from.
what it is. I see it now. Yeah,
Yeah,
in the church, every Sunday,
yeah,
the Catholic Church, Orthodox Church, Syrian Church,
yeah.
they give the Eucharist. The Eucharist is the bread
Mm-hmm.
and the cup of wine. That's the body and blood of Christ. I'm going to read the Bible for you. Here it is. You ready?
Yeah, yeah, I'm ready.
Matthew 26, 26 to 28. Notice what your dream. I'm giving you Bible that you saw the
Yeah.
Bible in front of your eyes. Matthew 26, 26, 28. Now, while they were eating, Jesus took some bread, and after blessing, he broke it, giving it to the disciples. He said, "Take, eat, this is my body." When he had taken a cup, that's the wine in it,
Yeah.
and given thanks, he gave it to them, saying, "Drink from it, all of you, for this is my blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many for forgiveness of sins."
Well,
You saw
so
the Eucharist. And who gave you the cup?
Jesus gave me the cup.
It was a cup, right?
Yeah, it was like, I
And
mean, it was a plate and then a cup and there was wine in it.
did you drink it?
Yeah, yeah, I drink it.
That
And the
means you
funny thing is,
accepted.
the
You
funny thing,
accepted,
yeah, yeah, tell me.
brother. You understand what that meant? You accepted his blood for forgiveness of your sins.
You know what's the funny part? When I drink and eat from the bread and the wine, first I wanted to tell him like, I was Muslim, and I wanted to tell him like, I can't drink
Yes.
alcohol. It's haram. But at that moment, I was like, I was still so in shock that I'm speaking to. For me, it was Isa. I was
Yeah.
so in
Isa
shock. I'm
alayhi salam.
speaking. Yeah, for me, it was like I'm speaking to Isa. I thought I was seeing Isa, but then when he gave me the wine, I just drank from it. So
Yes.
so then and then I woke up, and she was telling me like, and she told me like, look, I think you have to go to the church, my girlfriend.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know, my father is like, he's strict, he's no Caucasians, we were strict Muslims. And I heard like stories that like for example in Dagestan, I'm from Adigea, it's next to Chechnya and Dagestan. And Adigea, if you know like history, the Turks, the Ottoman Empire, they conquered us. First, it was Christian. It was like 100% Christian. They conquered us and we became Muslim. But now it's like 50-50. But my father, he was Muslim, and my mother, she was Christian. But she died, she died unfortunately when I was like 4 years old.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And she died like a tragic way.
Wow. Did
So,
your father remarry a Muslim woman?
yeah, yeah, he did, yeah.
Did she raise you?
Yeah, yeah, and that's why I was Muslim, because I knew I was baptized, because I found a cross for my mother. I still have
Wow.
it till the days
She
of.
baptized you.
Yeah, yeah. But the thing is, I mean, she passed away like a horrible way, because I think you know why. Because she married my father, and my father's family, they didn't like it.
Wow.
So
So they made her
yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah. So I don't want to go deep into it.
I know. I get it. I understand.
So,
But the good
so
thing,
yeah,
before you finish,
yeah,
because she was Christian, she loved Jesus. She's alive with Jesus. You will see her again. But go ahead.
yeah. So, and funny thing, my girlfriend says the same thing
It's
always.
true. No, it's true.
So, and what was so the thing is, we're Caucasians. and especially the Muslim Caucasians, they're like very strict. And I heard stories that they're killing, they're killing Christian Caucasians because I mean, like in Dagestan, they have to go to like a hideout place to go to church,
That's right. Yeah.
and still they gave them the Christians there. They gave them Muslim names just so the Muslims don't know they're Christians.
Exactly. Yeah. So they don't be. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, my grandfather, he's a proud Christian. He's my great how do you call it? My great great grandfather. He gave him a Muslim name because he was scared. His name is Magomed, but
Mm.
his Christian name is Sergey.
Yeah.
Sergey.
It's, Sergis, we say in Assyrian. Sergis. Yeah.
Yeah, Serges.
Sergis. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's his real name. But like going back to the story,
Yeah.
I was scared. My girlfriend told me like with this dream you have to go to the church. 100%. It's a Christian dream. It can't be a
Yes.
Muslim
Yes.
dream. I was like, I don't know. I mean, like I'm still in the military, and my father he's Muslim, and if the military here, I'm going to the church, they maybe think, oh, because they know I'm Muslim, and I'm even if you don't believe me, I'm gonna send you all the proof. On a watch list like for terrorism
Wow.
because
You're that
I
bad,
swear to
man?
God, I swear to God,
You don't need
if
to
you
swear to God. We trust you. But man, you're that bad, you evil man.
no, because I had Muslim friends and they're like, okay, look, to be honest, I knew you from a long time. And
Wow.
not because like I saw you, because my friend, he's Palestinian and he likes to debate people and he hates you.
Good.
He hates you. But
Come refute me. But it's okay. But God loves
yeah,
you. Loves him too. May he soften his heart.
yeah,
So you knew of me, you heard of me.
yeah, I heard of you. So and then and you and how do you how what's his name? You said his name before, the bishop.
David Wood,
Which one?
Nabil Qureshi, David Wood, Christian
No,
Prince.
no, Marmari, the
Oh,
bishop.
Marmari. Okay, so
Yeah,
him.
he's in the third dream. He was in the third dream.
Marmari was in the third dream?
Yeah, I swear to God, he was in the third dream.
Stop
But
saying swear to God. I believe you, man. We don't swear to God. But okay, get to your dream. Guys, you got to
so
let Marmari know he had a dream of him. We're going to have to
yeah,
make
I
this.
want to speak to him. I want to speak. But
Okay, I'll get you.
so
By the
going
grace
back,
of God, you will.
thank you, brother. So going back to the story, I was like, no, I don't want to go to the church. It's a huge risk. I'm on a watch list, and they gave me. I'm free. I was in prison like for maybe 2 weeks, but they give me how do you call it in English? I think probation. You are free, but not 100%
Yes,
free.
probation. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'm still in the probation. So I was like, no, no, they're gonna think I'm lying. They're gonna think I'm lying because yeah, you're now you were in jail and now you want to become Christian. So then I was like, she was like, no. She was like, you want to say that to God when you die? You're
Yeah.
still a soldier. We're training to go to, what's happening in Europe. And she was saying like, you may die, like if you go to a mission you can die. And is that the reason you want to tell God? Do you want to tell Jesus why you didn't go to church?
Hmm.
I was like, I'm gonna try. I was like, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna see like some Christian TikToks, and then I'm gonna see. So
So you
then
watch Christian TikToks, huh? Okay.
yeah, so then like 1 week later, I had a second dream, but uh, this one hit me, and I was like, bro, why me? Why me? And I was dreaming I was on a hill, and I thought I was in Adigea, in my country in Caucasus, because I was in a mountain, in a mountain hill, and it felt like home, and it was good weather too, so I was happy and thinking I saw Jesus again.
On the high
So
mountain?
yeah, on a high mountain, I saw
You went
Jesus
the high
again.
mountain and you saw G. Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, and I was sitting on a, how do you call it in English? A bank, uh, a, a chair, like the ones you see in parks where you can
Oh
sit
yeah,
on.
yeah, yeah. Yes, a
Yeah.
bench. Bench.
Yeah, a bench. So I was sitting on a bench and I was looking at the sky, at the sun, and I saw a man approach me, and it was Jesus again, and it was the same way I saw him in the first dream. You know, he
So
was
he
long.
appeared the
He was
same way. So you
yeah,
know it was him. So it's not
yeah.
so
I
much.
know 100%. 100%. I knew it was him. He was like 6 foot. He was 6 feet tall. He had a beard. I had like me. I have a beard, but like not that long, and he had long hair, and he wasn't white and he wasn't like brown. He was tanned. Like like your
Olives.
skin
Yeah,
color.
like olive. Yeah, like.
Yeah,
So you're
and
saying that I'm handsome like my Lord Jesus. Thank you. Good.
so so I recognized him. I knew it was him, and he had the same glowing face on him, like the light. He had the same light on him, and he came to me, and I was sitting, and he didn't say a word. He was just looking at me, and he came to the bench. He sit next to me, and at that moment, like it felt like I was sitting to next to a friend, or next to to a father, someone you respect, someone you love. And then the thing that really hit me, he was washing my shoes.
He did
he
what
was
again?
washing
That make me
he
cry.
was
He did what?
he was washing my shoes.
Did you guys hear that? He's on a high mountain.
Yeah.
Jesus sitting on a bench with him, and Jesus starts washing his feet.
So when he was doing that, I was like, no, why are you doing that? And he was just looking at me, who was looking I was he was smiling at me, and he didn't say a word, not one word. And he was just smiling at me. And I was like in my feelings, it was like, "Oh, why me?" Because I knew it was Jesus. I knew it. I'm not stupid. So I was like, no, no, why me? And he took my leg, and he was washing my shoes. And just I just let him, because he wanted to do it. So I was looking at him, and I
I
was
wanted
like,
to
I
do
was
it, right?
crying. Yeah, he wanted to do it, and I was crying. I was crying.
You were crying, huh? When he was
Yeah.
doing it?
What did you say?
When he was washing your feet, you were crying?
Yeah, and I was crying, and I told him like, why me? Like, why me? And he was just looking at me, and then he stood up and he touched my shoulder, and he was like walking away, and I woke up again. And I was like, she
Now,
has to know this. And I
but
thought I
before you
called
go
my group.
on, before you
Yes,
tell her, did she tell you, did she show you something from the Bible or no?
she did. So,
Okay, good.
and that's why when I woke up I was crying too, because so I woke up and I called her, and I told her everything. I told her again everything, and she now you have to go. If you are not going, it's like
But did she tell you before you go to church, did she tell you this is washing your feet is found in the Bible or no?
yeah, yeah, she told me. So she was telling me like, go to the church. I was telling like, I was like, Look, I want to go. I really want to go." But at this moment, where I live in Belgium, we don't have like we have Belgian churches, and it's like a community. They don't let people like in, and I don't know why, but they don't let people in. So she was saying like, you can't come to my Assyrian church because what you saw in your dream, it's in the Bible. Jesus, he was washing his, I think
Exactly.
his disciple, his
Yeah.
shoes.
Can I read it for you?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Here it is.
Yeah.
John 13. John chapter 13, verses 3 to 17. I'm going to read it for you. Ready?
Yes. Okay.
Jesus, knowing that the Father had given all things into his hands, and that he had come forth from God and was going back to God, got up from supper, they're eating, laid aside his garments, and taking a towel, he tied it around himself. Now, watch here. Okay. So, what
Mm-hmm.
happened to you? You're going to see. Now, then he poured water into a wash basin, began to wash the disciples' feet, and to wipe them with the towel which he had tied around himself. So, now notice your reaction. It's the reaction of Simon Peter, one of the 12. So he came to Simon Peter. He said to him, Lord, are you going to wash my feet?
So
You see?
yeah,
Yes, it was just like your reaction.
yeah.
Jesus answered and said to him, what I am doing, you do not realize now, but you'll understand afterwards. Now watch Peter's reaction. Peter said to him, you will never wash my feet, because he's like, you're my Lord. How? Ever. Now look what Jesus said. He insisted. Jesus answered him, if I do not wash you, you have no part with me. Simon Peter said to him, Lord, not only my feet, but also my hands and my head. Jesus said to him, he who has bathed needs only to wash his feet, but is
Mm,
completely clean. And you are clean, but not all of you, because there Judas was there who betrayed him. For he knew
yeah,
the one who was betraying him. For this reason, he said, not all of you are clean. Now watch what he says. This is what you saw. You're seeing the Bible
yeah,
in your dreams. Now watch here. Okay. Look at what he says. John chapter 13, verses 3 to 17. John chapter 13, verse 3 to 17. So when they had washed their feet. And taking his garments and reclined at the table again, he said to them, do you know what I have done to you? Now watch. You call me teacher and Lord, and you are right, for so I am. If I, who am the Lord
yeah,
and teacher, wash your feet, you also ought to wash one another's feet. For I gave you an example that you also should do as I did to you. Truly, truly, I say to you, a slave is not greater than his master. So I'm your master, you're my slave. You're not greater than me.
yes.
Nor is one who is sent greater than the one who sent him. I send you. If you know these things, you are blessed if you do them. So act like me. Do what I did. As I washed your feet, wash each other's feet. See, that's what happened to you. Go ahead.
Um, so like she was telling me like, you know, she was telling me like now you have to go. You have no choice, you know. And that's why I love her and I appreciate her because she was trying her best. And I'm
Lucky you. You found a good Assyrian woman, man.
but you know what's the funny part? The Assyrians here, there's a lot of Assyrians here in my in
Are
my
they
neighborhood.
a lot of good ones? Should I move there?
You can't move there, yes.
No,
But
I mean, if it's a good one, so I marry. No, good, man. I'm kidding.
there is like a lot of Assyrians. But you can look it up, and I want you to look it up. The Assyrians here, they have like they're drug dealers, and they have
What?
like yeah, I swear to God,
How
they have
dare
a
you
big
attack my
clan,
people?
and their clan is called like Y clan, E clan. I don't know how to say the number in English, like E clan, you know.
Yeah,
And but she's nice, you know. She goes to church,
good.
and she trains. So, and that's why I appreciate it because she was like trying her best, you know. So she's trying her best, and she there was like maybe 1 week ago it was holiday Christmas.
Yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, it was Christmas. Here in Belgium, they give you like 3 weeks of vacation.
beautiful. I should move there.
So, so she went to she went to Turkey, and there is like uh how do you call it, like a cave from Mother Mary, I
Hmm.
think. Yeah, a cave from Mother Mary, and she bought me like a bracelet.
Ephesus, I think. Ephesus is in
I
Turkey.
think.
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what it was because Ephesus is in Turkey and John lived in
mm,
Ephesus and Mary lived with him. So go ahead, yeah?
yeah. Because she lives in. She's Assyrian from Turkey. I think the village is Geznach. So when she went there, she went to the cave, and she bought me like a cross and a bracelet, and so I accepted it because I mean I still have a cross from my mother, and I still had like a bracelet, a praying bracelet. She's Orthodox, and she uses a lot of bracelets, and I still had one. So and now she was giving me, and I accepted it. So then I was considering. I mean, should I just go to a church? I mean, like, in which church am I going? And here in Belgium, there are a lot of Catholics, you know. And when I went to school, I had to go to church, but I mean, I'm a little kid, you know. I don't know what I'm doing there, but I was thinking like maybe I should go to that church again. And then we found something. Her nephew, he had a big accident. He, you know, how do you call it? A scooter? A
Yeah.
scooter? Yeah, in Belgium they have scooters on the streets, and you can hire, you can lease it for like maybe, you know, for 1 hour.
Yeah, we
And
have it
he,
here too. There's we
yeah,
have we can do that. You use credit card, we drive.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. And her nephew, he used one, and he fell down, and he hit his head like to a car or a wall. I didn't remember, and he went to a coma. And the big miracle is the doctors, they said he's brain dead. And like I'm in the military, and if they say brain dead, you're dead. You know,
Yeah.
there is no reviving. There is nothing. You're dead. And they wanted to stop all the machines because he was breathing on machines, and a big operation. And they even though now he still has a scar, but the thing is he was brain dead. They called him like dead. We can't help him. And then she was depressed, and it was like her nephew, he came always to the house. And then she said, her father said, I know a place in Belgium. They built like a cave, but it's like man-made, because they said they once saw Mary there. One person saw Mary there, a Holy Mary, and now they built like a monument, so you can pray there next to a church. So I told her, like, if you want, we can go there. I can drive you there, and you can pray for him. We went there, and she prayed for him, and then 1 week later we hear he woke up.
Glory to God. So you
Yeah,
went to the site where the
yeah,
Blessed Mother, the Holy Mother,
yeah.
the
Was
mother of our
seen.
Lord Jesus, appeared
Yeah,
in Turkey, in that cave where Mary appeared. That's
yeah.
what the tradition says. And you went there and you prayed. When she prayed,
Hmm.
the one who was brain dead woke up.
Yeah, yeah. Like 1 week, not immediately, but a week later or
But he
two
woke up
weeks.
the prayer, yes.
Yeah,
So
he
the
woke
Blessed
up.
Mother, yeah, Blessed Mother
So,
brought the prayer.
so I thank God he woke up. He woke up, and I was like, this is a miracle. I
So
mean,
you
brain
saw it
dead.
was a miracle, huh?
Yeah, I mean, like me as a soldier who have seen like dead, people brain dead. It's dead, and even in the hospital, if they say we're gonna shut off all the machines, that means like they have no hope
That's it.
anymore.
Yeah, it's over.
Yeah. So I was like, No, he's dead. He's dead, and they were like preparing for his burial, to bury him. And then 2 weeks later, he woke up, and I was like, Bro, this is a miracle, 100%, 100. You
See, no
can't,
doubt, 100% miracle. Glory
yeah,
to God.
100%. And and I remember I was saying this to my friend, a Muslim, and he was saying like, I was like, he woke up, and he didn't know I had a Christian girlfriend. He didn't know, because I kept a secret, that for my dreams I kept it secret. So I have a secret life, next to my friends, they know nothing. So I was telling them, like, you remember the girl, because she trained with us MMA. We do MMA.
Oh, even on top of that, you do MMA. Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she trained with us, and I was like, you remember the girl? He was like, yeah. I was like, her nephew, he woke up from a coma, and the doctors, they called him brain dead. And he was like, I was like, it's a coincidence, It was, and I was telling, but how is it coincidence? Even the doctors tell him he was dead, and she prayed for him, and now he woke up literally from the dead. And he was like, yeah, maybe Allah, he helped him, because he's a little boy.
Allah, Allah, ya Allah subhanahu
Yeah.
wa ta'ala.
Yeah, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I told him, I mean, I didn't take him seriously, because he didn't appreciate him waking up, and I found it disgusting, so then I let the conversation, like, go on, and I went home. And and now the third dream is like 2 days ago. Yeah, I think 2 days. I mean,
2 days
yeah,
ago, recently?
yeah, yeah,
All right.
yeah, yeah. 3 days or 2 days ago. I can't remember. Um, so I heard, like, yeah, he woke up, blah blah blah, and I still had like, it's a miracle. I know God. I know God exists. I know, because
Yes,
who else helped him. And I know Jesus exists, because
yes.
he came to me in my dream 2 times, and his face didn't change, his clothes didn't change. And when you dream, like, uh,
Yeah, exactly. If it's your imagination, it's
yeah,
not the same, but this was the
yeah,
same.
it
And
was
not
the
only that,
same.
he's doing stuff that I showed you from the Bible, and you didn't know
Yeah,
the Bible, right?
and I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know.
Have you read the
So
Bible?
no, no, I didn't read the
And
Bible,
notice
because
what you saw is in the Bible. I showed it to you.
yeah. So, and all this together, I was like, I'm a coward, you know. Why don't I go to the church? And then I forget about it, you know. I'm honest, and I'm ashamed for that. I forget about it because you know friends had a lot have a lot of how do you call it?
Influence.
Yeah, influence.
You know why? Can I show you a verse? See, I'm going to show you everything you're seeing is in the Bible.
Yeah,
Now, friends, right? Okay, watch here.
yeah,
Another verse from the Bible. See, the Bible is God's word, it's supernatural. Now, watch
yeah,
here. Friends, right? Okay, look what it says. The wrong friends. First Corinthians 15,
yeah.
33. First Corinthians 15,
Bad
33.
company
Do not
corrupts
be
good.
deceived. Bad company corrupts good morals.
Yeah, you see.
Bad company will corrupt you, make you bad.
Yeah, and the thing is, and one thing before I tell the third dream, my girlfriend humiliated the Muslim in a debate because she took a argument from you, and
So, a Syrian sister is learning from me.
yes, 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 she follows you, you know, she follows you, and he was like he started an Instagram live, and he was like, I want to debate with Christians, I want to debate with you know with non-believers, with kuffar, you know, and I was next to him. Keep in mind, I was next to him, and but this is like maybe this is like 3 months ago. What I'm telling you now,
Mhm.
and he was debating, you know, with Christians. There was an African Christian. I don't know what she was, Protestant or I don't know what she was, but he was like debating with her, with him, and you know, it seems like he was winning the debate. But then my girlfriend came, and she wasn't my girlfriend too. She came,
Yes, Syrian.
and she was saying like, give me one proof that the Bible is corrupted, because he was saying Bible's corrupted, Bible's corrupted, and she was saying like, give me proof that it is corrupted, you know. And he was saying like, yeah, there are missing verses, and you know, and she was saying, but and it is from you. I saw it. I swear to God, I saw it yesterday from your video. And she said like, you know, there is a hadith that one of the companions of the prophet, he literally said in a hadith like, there are a lot of missing verses.
Yep.
And yeah, I don't know the hadith, you know, I'm not into
Yes,
it
it is.
because
Omar ibn al-Khattab. They all, yes, exactly.
yeah.
Yes. She
So
nailed
I, yeah, so and he was like, you know, he was shocked, you know, because it's sahih, and so you know, hadith are da'if, either da'if, sahih, or hasan.
Daif. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Daif, Hassan, Sahih, and then Hassan, Gharib.
Yeah,
Yeah, Mawdu.
and that hadith is sahih, you know, not even hasan, it's sahih.
Yes, right.
And
It's from Muslim. And Uthman burned the Qurans. Yes, because they're changed. But
yeah,
yes,
yeah, he burned the Quran, and she was saying that, and then and then he was saying, because he's Palestinian, you know, and he was telling like, I'm from Jesus land, and even in Palestine there is in the Arabic Bible there is no verse that says there is no verse that says that the Son of God, you know, Ibn Allah. There is no verse that says Ibn Allah, and then and that's why I was like, you know, Christians they don't need fame. And she was saying, look, I'm gonna end the debate here because I have the answers, but I'm gonna end the debate here because I don't want to humiliate you. So she left, and then you know what she did? She texted me private, and she was saying, look, I have a copy of an Arabic Bible, and it literally says Ibn Allah, you know, Son of God.
yep.
And you know what he said? He said, if you can give me one example that says in the Arabic Bible Ibn Allah, I'm gonna convert. So I went to my friend. I was like, when are you going to convert? Because she gave me literally the proof. He was like, I'm not gonna convert. You know, I'm not gonna become a kafir.
Oh, so he lied. He was lying. He was doing taqiyah.
Yeah, yeah, he lied. You know, but he never
Yes.
took it seriously.
Yeah.
So then I stopped. I stopped debating with him, and I stopped talking to him. So I'm not going to uh, the third dream.
Yeah. You said about 3 days ago. So about 3 days ago, you
Yeah,
had this
yeah.
vision.
This is 3 days ago. And remember, the first dream and and the second dream, they're like, you know, peaceful. You know, Jesus came to me, like, you know, he washed my feet. He gave me food. He gave me his blood. He gave me his body. He, you know, he was peaceful to me. But then the third time, because I forgot him. I think, you know, I think because I forgot him. I was dreaming, and I swear to God, before I went to sleep, and I swear to God, I know I swear a lot because I don't want people saying I don't want people saying like he makes this up, because I was telling, I was telling, look, God, please give me how do you say it? One
Signs?
proof, yeah, sign. I was like, please God, give me one sign before I went to sleep, you know. So I went to sleep, and the first thing I was, you know, my situation, because I'm not wanted. I was caught, but because I was in jail, I dreamed I was in jail. So I
So the
was in
third
jail.
dream, you're in jail. Okay.
Yeah. So I was in jail, and my lawyer comes to me. He was like, "You're gonna be 20 years in jail minimum," because you know I was like, they said I'm wanted for terrorism because I was in a group chat, because I was in a group chat with them, and my friends, they're all in jail now. So
Wow.
I was in a group chat with them, and in my dream, my lawyer was saying like, "You're gonna be 20 years in jail in Belgium," because they're not playing with that. I myself, you can look it up. I was like maybe 1 month, 2 months ago. I had a mission in Belgium where I live in Brussels. I don't live in Brussels, but it's 30 minutes ago. There was a attack from ISIS again. A guy killed two Swedish people, and you know I was there. And they connected me with that. So, but then they said I was innocent because I proved I wasn't there, and I was home because I have house arrest. I can't leave the home. So I was dreaming, and he was saying like, "You're gonna be 20 years in jail," my lawyer. And I was like, "Why? I did nothing. You know, I was just in the group chat, and those people, they're my friends, but it's not like I'm always with them. I didn't speak about these things." And he was like, "It's your fault. You was with them." And I was telling him like, I was telling him, "Yeah, I know, but I left the group chat." And then in my dream, I don't know how many days passed on, because it was like fast forward, and
Yes.
I was free. I was free, and I went outside, and I was like I was uh, uh I was walking to a place. It's like a beautiful forest, you know.
Mm.
And I was walking, and then so I was walking. I don't know where I was. So then I saw like a desert. I saw a desert, you know,
Mm.
and I had a map in my hand, and the map was like telling me I have to go. You know, it's marked. You know, you have to go there. So I was following the map, and I went to like a hill. But on the hill, I saw a cross. You know, I saw a cross.
On a hill, you
Uh,
saw a cross, right?
Yeah, and next to the cross was Jesus again.
Ah,
And but this time he wasn't like smiling. He was just looking at me. And I swear to God, that's and you
we
know
don't
I
need to
don't.
swear to God, man. We got it. Yeah, that's okay.
The Bishop Marmari, I know him, but I never listened to him. You know, I didn't. I just heard of him because my girlfriend, she listens to him, but like, I never watches him.
Yeah.
And and in my dream, I heard his voice. I heard his voice, and I was scared because he wasn't like telling me like come to Christianity like with love. This time he was like almost warning me, and I heard Marmari when I was looking at Jesus. I hear Marmari yelling at me. You know, next to Jesus was Marmari, and I hear him yelling at me, and he was like, "You have to go back to Jesus of Nazareth." But I don't know. I didn't know what Nazareth was. I didn't know.
Jesus of Nazareth, right?
Yeah, and he was yelling at me. He was, "You have to go back to Jesus of Nazareth," and he kept saying that. He kept saying that, like maybe I don't know, like 5 minutes before I wake up. And when he kept yelling at me, "You have to go back to Jesus of Nazareth. You have to go back to Jesus of Nazareth." And then Jesus he came to me, and he holds my shoulder again. And then I woke up, but this time I was like scared. You know, I was scared. So what I did, I woke up, and it was like I don't know how do you, because in Belgium we don't use AM or PM. It's like 4 in
Yes.
the night.
Yeah.
It's like 4 in the night. It's dark. It's
Yeah.
very early. So I woke up. I was like, what I have to do? And the first thing that popped on my head, I was like, I have to go to the place where Mary was seen. I went to him. I went to that place. I took my car. I drove there.
Was
And
it
the
wake
police.
up or still in a dream?
No, no. I woke up. I woke up. So I woke up. I was scared. I was scared. I felt like I felt like when you're dead. You're Middle Eastern, right? From Middle East.
Syrian, yeah. Syrian Ashura, yeah.
Yeah. When your dad is mad and he yells at you, it's serious and you're afraid of him.
Yeah.
So when he tells you to do something, you're going to do it because you're afraid. And
Yes.
so this time I was like, I woke up and I was afraid and I was like, okay, I have to do something. I'm not gonna wait. I'm not gonna wait for a fourth sign. You know, I mean, what I did, I took the cross that from my mom. I took the cross from my mom, and I got in my car and I drove. I drove to that place. It's like maybe 10, no, 20 minutes from my house, and I sat there, and there were like, how do you call it? The things you put on fire. The
Charcoal. Charcoal.
Yeah, yeah, and there were like charcoals there,
Yeah.
and there was a sign. It's if
Charcoal,
you
right?
wanna, yeah, you wanna burn a charcoal, then you can for 2 euros or something. So I had like 5 euros on me, and I didn't have change. And so I was like, maybe I have to do it. I don't know. I never done this, so I thought it was like a ritual. I have to do it. So I went there. Okay, I paid 5 euros, and I thought I took one charcoal and I burned it, and I put it like on a place where I have to put them. And then I looked. There is a statue of Mother Mary.
I don't know.
I looked at her and I was like, I felt bad. I felt really bad. So and then you have like places where you can sit, and I sit there like it's like a church, but then outside. So I sat and I began crying. I was crying because I felt like he gave me two chances, but it took me three times. Normally, I have to take you one time. You saw Jesus. How
Three
many
times.
people have? Yeah, how many people have saw Jesus? You know.
There are people
So
telling, I wish I saw dreams like you did, and you were given three.
yeah. So I
Three,
was
right?
like, yeah, three, yeah. So
And
I
that's
was
it
like,
so far, three, right?
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
because I'm gonna share with you. I'm gonna tell you everything. Why? How? Even this dream. You want me to make some connections for you?
yeah, yeah. But
Jesus,
I
go
wanna
ahead.
I wanna finish this. I wanna
Yes,
finish
go
this because I felt like I felt emotional, and I felt like I disappointed him because he gave me two dreams, and now he gave me the third one, and the third one he was smiling at me, and this time I saw Bishop Marmarienzo, and
ahead.
he was yelling at me. I felt like I was attacked. I felt
Yes. No,
the
he was warning you.
yeah,
The
yeah,
Lord is giving you chances. Don't take advantage because then the Lord will be angry with you.
yeah. So when I was sitting and I was looking at the statue of Mary, and there was like a small cross there on the table, I was looking at it, and I looked at Mary, and I began crying. I began crying, and then I just took the cross, and I did the cross sign.
You
You know,
did the cross sign. I mean,
yeah,
wow. I
I did
mean,
the cross sign in the name of the Father, the Son,
hallelujah.
the Spirit. So then I began crying. I was like maybe 10 minutes crying, and I felt bad because I don't cry usually. I don't cry usually,
Jesus
and
makes grown men cry. Believe me, I cry a lot because of Jesus. Go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, so I mean, I didn't feel like I didn't feel weak because I cried. I felt weak because it took me three times. But then I was like maybe he really wanted me back on the right path, you know. So I didn't even take my phone and call her immediately, but I waited. I had to take my time. I took my moment, and I was crying, and I was praying. I said like, Lord Jesus, please forgive me. I was like, forgive me. I
Amen.
was like, I was, I know I'm baptized, and I felt like I have to be baptized again because I let him down. So, so then I searched up on Google. I took my phone. I searched up, do we have to be baptized again? And I found, I mean, TikTok. You have one answer, then another, then
Yeah,
this,
you
and
have
then
five
that.
million answers from people. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one was saying no because you're only gonna be baptized one, and the other one was saying like, yeah, if you want you can do it. So I didn't know. So I called my girlfriend. I was like, you go to the Assyrian church, right? She was like, yeah. I was like, do you know if you want to go, if you want to be Christian back, do you have to be baptized again? And she was like, you wanna be Christian again? I was like, yes, because I dreamed again about Jesus. And she was like, oh, tell me about it. I was like, but this time it wasn't like, it wasn't roses, and it wasn't love, and it wasn't. I
Stern,
mean, it was
very
like,
stern,
yeah.
tough. Yeah,
I mean, I felt like he was angry with me, and he was, and
yeah,
then I said I saw a man, and I said, I think you know him, because you told me about him, Marmari. He said, ah, he's a bishop. I was like, where does he live? I thought he was from America or something. He was like, no, no. She was like, no, he's from Australia. I was like, I can't leave the country because of my
yeah.
probation. I can't leave the country, and I was like, I have to go to him. I want to speak with him. So, and then when I did research about him, I saw a podcast with him and Patrick.
Yeah.
The podcast with four,
David, yes, Patrick
yeah,
and David.
with four Assyrians, with George Yanko and the other one. I don't
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
his name.
There's a Stern. Yeah, he's a comedian. Yes,
Yeah, and
it's
at the end of the podcast, he said something, and he was saying like, uh, "I'm not," and I didn't saw the podcast. So I was looking at it, and he was at the end. He was saying like, I don't only believe in Jesus, but I know him, and he was describing him. He was telling like he's 6 foot tall, he has a short beard, he has a long face, he's tan.
Well,
I was
so he
like,
had a vision of Jesus. I see. So he saw Jesus too.
yeah, yeah, and I was like, oh, I saw him too. I was like, you're talking about the same Jesus I saw. So I felt like uh, he's in my gene for a reason. Maybe
Yeah, the
like
reason was because the Lord was going to have you hear the podcast, and the Lord appeared the way Marmari described him, so
yeah,
that you could have confirmation. These are miracles from Jesus. So
yeah.
when you
So
listen to him, he described Jesus the way
yeah,
Jesus appeared, because Jesus set that up for you to hear that, to see the way he's describing is the how I appeared to you.
yeah. So and immediately at that moment, I mean, I didn't even have to do research. I left Islam because I
Good.
was like, no, I was like, it's not the truth. But you have to know, I even about Islam, I know stuff. I mean, I know the basic, but I didn't do research.
Yes.
So then, yesterday I was like on my phone, and I saw like couple videos of you, and I was like, is that really how Muhammad is? Is that him? And I was skeptical. Not that I wanted to defend him. I was like, huh? No, they were telling me different things about him. He's merciful. He helped people. He said that you have to give zakat to the old people. Then you said something, yeah, the other, the Jews or something. They do the same thing. So why aren't you Jew? So I was like, oh, he has a point. Just because he was doing good things doesn't mean the bad things are gone. So I did my research. I was going to the hadith, to sunnah.com, and I was looking
No,
at
it's all
Sahih.
right that we were not lying.
Yeah, so I was like looking at Sahih Bukhari and Sahih Muslim, and I saw like all the things you said was Sahih, like literally Sahih, and
Okay,
I
guys,
was
did you
like,
hear it? He went confirmed. Whatever we quote is 100%
yeah.
authentic. We don't lie, right?
And the thing that really like made me angry about Muhammad, and I don't even want to name him prophet because he isn't.
No, he's not.
Because I mean, a lot of Muslims are defending him about him having a wife of 9 year old, but
9-year-old
they're,
Aisha,
yeah,
dirty.
but they're always saying, yeah, but she reached puberty, so it's okay. But then I saw a hadith. No, it's not hadith. It's in the Quran. It's even the word of God. I mean,
Yes, what? Talaq.
question marks. It's a word of Quran. and he was saying in Surah Talaq, the in verse
Ayah 4,
65, yeah,
65 verse.
ayah 4,
Yeah,
he was saying like you can't divorce women, and the idda is like is 3 months,
that's
and
right.
even for the minor girls who didn't
That's
even
right.
reach
Lam
puberty yet.
yahid. Lam yahid.
So
Yeah,
yeah, so I was like, wow, why are you even protecting him from having sex with a 9-year-old
that's right.
and saying she had puberty, while even the Quran is saying you can have a wife that is a minor? Why? So even though you're protecting him, okay, but the Quran says something different. So don't even try to protect him, you know? The Quran is saying you can have a wife that is like 4 years old, you know? And and then I was like disgusted about it, and I was like, no, this can
Now,
be. And I was comparing Jesus and Muhammad.
how
You know,
beautiful
Jesus.
Jesus. Yeah,
Yeah, I was comparing. Jesus said you have to love thy neighbors. You have to, if someone smacks you, give him the other cheek. If Jesus was always pure. You know, he was pure.
of
He
course.
he 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 prayed for his enemies. You know, and he didn't even saw him as enemies because he said like forgive them. They don't know what they're doing. But then Muhammad is saying like in a surah he's cursing the kuffar. You know, and
Al-Tawbah, yeah.
yeah, and you can have concubines, you can go, you
Oh,
know.
oh.
You can have concubines, you can literally like have a prostitute,
Yes,
literally.
you can. No, I know that. Exactly. The
So
same stuff. But you know, because
so
they can't lie to you because you're a Muslim, you know Islam.
yeah,
So they can't
and the
lie to
thing
you.
is
And you know the Arabic.
which made me more angry, because the Muslims are telling a lot of like Bible has a lot of contradictions, but like didn't like me as a kid who grew up as a Muslim. The first thing that I learned is that zina is one of the three major like the major sins. You know, you have first a shirk, then killing a person, and then zina. But then I was like, okay, zina, you can only have sex with your wife, but if you have a wife, and but you can't marry a woman that is already married. And how how can you marry a
Yes,
woman
if you
for
take the
for
woman captive,
three
yes.
days?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
and
muta,
kill her.
pleasure marriage.
Yeah, muta. So
Yeah, that's Muhammad for you.
yeah. So I was telling that to a Muslim friend of mine. I was like, What is this muta bullshit? What is this?" He was saying, "Oh no, no, this from the Shia. This the Shia are doing it." I was like, "Okay, maybe they're doing it right now, but the Prophet did it." And he became quiet, you know, and he was trying to tell me, and I was saying like, give me an answer. He was like, look, we men, we have desires, and
Oh,
yeah, he was like, we have desires, and even in war, we don't have cars, so we have camels. So if you go to another country, you have to go travel like for 3 months minimum. So if you then you can't have sex with a woman, then maybe you're gonna be
yeah,
crazy and forget about the fight. I was like, which fight anyway? Who are going to fight? But then I was like, okay, but why? Okay, then why capturing women that have nothing to do with the war?
brother. The more you talk about Muhammad, the more dirty we're gonna feel. We know he's
Yeah.
garbage.
So I mean,
Focus on the
and
beauty of Jesus because
yeah,
Muhammad's garbage can. The more you talk, the more you make me feel
and
dirty. You're
that's
gonna
the
feel
thing.
dirty.
That's the thing. What you are saying right now, and that's what I felt. The more because like
Focus
maybe
on
five.
Jesus because
Yeah,
he brings peace and joy and love. You got angry now because you're getting animated now. Muhammad,
yeah,
he's in hell, brother.
yeah. So and that's why
Focus on
I
Jesus.
just left him, and then
Amen.
and then I learned more. I was learning more about Jesus, and I mean, I felt like I was like back home, and I called. I don't know how to say it in English. Uh, it's not a bishop, but a pastor. Is there a same in English? A pastor?
Pastor,
Pastor?
yes, pastor,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah. I called
pastor.
a pastor that I knew because he was my teacher in school, and I was calling him and I was saying like, I'm done. I'm done with Islam, and I want to repent because
Yes,
I was you know I was a Christian, and even though it wasn't my choice to leave Christianity, but still. So and he was saying like he was telling me like, look, uh, you just come to church, and you're gonna, how do you say it in English? You know, when you're in a box, like it's like in a box, and you have to confess things that you did wrong.
Oh, confession.
Yeah, a confession.
But then he's
He
not
was,
a, he's oh, that. So you went to one of the ancient churches. Excellent. Okay.
yeah, yeah, and he was like, you just have to do a confession because you're already baptized.
Good. So you went to okay. So
Yeah,
pastor, use the term pastor for Protestant. You didn't go to Protestant. Good.
yeah. So I told him, so I went there, and yeah, but unfortunately the church was closed.
Hmm.
So then I went back home, and then the and this is beautiful because the next day I saw a Turkish guy. He converted to Christianity too because he saw Jesus in his dream.
Him too.
Yeah, him too.
A Turkish guy saw Jesus in his dream. Glory to
Yeah,
Christ. And he
yeah,
became
and
a follower of Jesus.
yeah, and he's now one of the members of a Coptic Orthodox church.
Uh-huh.
And
Did you hear that, Nina? He's a member of the Coptic Orthodox Church, a
yeah,
Turkish man who had a dream of Jesus. Are you hearing it, guys? Oh, but let's
yeah.
condemn Marmari in the Coptic Church. Go ahead, brother.
But when I heard this, I was like, I contacted him, and he was like, you did the right thing because I dreamt about Jesus too. And I was like, but how are your family, reacting about this? He was like, bro, my family abandoned me, And I was like, I don't know how am I going to tell my father, but I'm just waiting. Now I'm waiting to be free, and I'm
Open
gonna
up
yeah, I'm gonna open up and maybe live
and then follow
rent
him.
a
As you
house.
as you-
Yeah, I'm gonna
How
rent
old
a
are you
house,
now?
and I'm 20 years old.
Okay, you're still young. So
Yeah.
you remember you saw Jesus on a hill, on a
Yeah,
cross?
yeah, yeah, on a hill.
Did you see what's in front of your face for the past hour, the verses?
17. Jesus carries his own cross to a hill called the place of the skull.
Where was Jesus crucified?
There they nailed him to the cross
Yeah,
with
but where
him.
was it? A hill. Cross to
Yeah,
a
a hill.
hill. Where did you see
Oh,
Jesus?
yeah, on a hill next to a cross.
Okay, where was Jesus crucified?
On a hill.
Okay, now with him were two others. There was one on each side
Hmm.
of Jesus. Then Pilate put a writing, and then Marmari said Jesus of Nazareth, right?
Yeah, yeah, Jesus of Nazareth.
What was the sign on the cross? Read it.
On the cross, which said, Jesus of Nazareth, the King of the Jews."
That's what I was waiting to show you, but you got too excited about Muhammad. Muhammad this, Muhammad that.
No,
Astaghfirullah.
no, I'm not excited.
And now here. And when you went to the mountain,
Yeah,
or where the cave, I should say, Mary, right? And then
yeah,
you saw her by the cross.
yeah.
Okay, watch here. Another one. You see, you ready?
Yes,
That
I'm
was
ready.
John 19, 17 to 19. I read to you.
Yes.
John 19, 25, 27. So when you were there were coals, you were burning, you were weeping, and statue of Mary and a cross, right?
Yeah,
Okay. Guess who's at the cross now? John 19, 25, 27. The mother of Jesus and her sister Mary, the wife of Cleophas, were standing near the cross.
yeah,
So Mary's at the
yeah,
cross. Jesus' cross is on a hill. And on the sign was Jesus of Nazareth, what you saw, right?
yeah,
And then Jesus saw his mother. Now watch. And the follower whom he loved standing near, he said to his mother, Woman, look at your son. And the statue, you're looking at her, and she was looking at you
yeah, yeah. She was looking at me.
because Jesus was saying, Here is your mother, you are her son. Then Jesus said to the follower, Look at your mother. From that time, the follower took her to his own house. So you have to now take her into your heart. She's your mother. So
Yeah,
this is what you
100%.
saw. Now,
Yeah,
you also saw coals, right? Burning, right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, here, why? You ready?
yeah.
Okay. You felt like you angered the Lord and you disappointed the Lord and he gave
Yes.
you all these chances. And okay, now why? So you felt like almost like, man, I'm evil. I'm like shame,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
So you saw coals that were burning, right?
yeah,
Isaiah 6, 5 to 7. Isaiah 6, 5 to 7. Then I said, It is bad for me, for I am destroyed, because I am a man whose lips are unclean. And I live among people whose lips are unclean, Muslims. For
yeah,
my eyes have seen the King, the Lord of all. You've seen him 3 times.
yeah,
Now watch here. Then one of the seraphim, he's a spirit creature, flew to me with a burning coal, which he had taken from the altar using a special tool. He touched my mouth with it and said, "See, this has touched your lips, and your guilt is taken away. Your sin is forgiven."
Wow.
That's what I was waiting to show you.
Yeah.
You are seeing the Bible before your eyes.
And the thing is, I had before my girlfriend gave me a Bible. I had one, but it's like a small one. If
Yeah.
I have a chance to show it to you, well, like maybe tomorrow, one of the days, I'm
Yes.
gonna show it to you. It's a very small Bible, but I never, I couldn't read it because I have bad eyes. You know,
Well,
I
I'm
have
going to
to
give you
have,
something better. You see that link right there I sent to you in the private
uh,
chat?
wait. Yeah, yeah, I see the link.
Okay. If you open it, it has
Yeah.
the Bible in Arabic and Deutsch in all the languages.
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
You
Is
see
it?
it?
Is there? Wait, is there Russian or Dutch?
Yeah, if you open it, you're going to find there's Arabic,
Oh,
and then
yeah, here, yeah,
you'll
yeah. I
see
see it.
you see Danish, Danks, German, Deutsch.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see
There
it.
you go. You can read it online for free, and you don't need to have bad
Yeah,
eyes.
thank you very much, brother. Thank you very much.
Now, here's where you're going to start reading. You're going to listen. You're
Okay,
going to go to. You're going to
okay,
find the New Testament.
okay. The New Testament, yes.
You're going to read Matthew, Mark, Luke, and John. Those are the four gospels written
Okay,
by the disciples of Jesus and their followers about the life of Jesus on earth.
okay. Which one I'm gonna write it down? Wait, like, give me
Matthew,
one.
you're going to start because when you go New Testament, I don't know what in Deutsch how you say New Testament, but
Wait.
anyway, New
Uh,
Testament. The
yes,
first
New.
book, the first book is Matthew.
Yes, Matthew. Yes,
Then Mark,
Mark,
Luke,
Luke,
and John.
and John. Okay, written. Yes.
The blood of Jesus Christ. Amen. Now, you're going to read those and just take your time. Don't rush. But one thing,
Okay.
you said you've left Islam, right?
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
And in your heart, that's it. You want to give your life to Jesus, right?
Yeah, I'm fully,
Sincerely, right?
fully
Not
pleased.
because you want to
Yeah.
marry a beautiful Assyrian, because we Assyrians were beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, I know, but no, it's 100%. I
Okay.
believe in Jesus. He saved me. He's my
Amen.
savior.
Hallelujah. Well, you're confessing. This is why I want to say, because
No.
here the Bible says this. That's why I'm asking you. May the Lord purify
Okay.
our motives. I want to show you this verse.
Okay.
Okay, watch here. Hear what it says. It says that if you confess with your mouth, see, it's got to be with your mouth, meaning you have to say it.
Yeah.
Jesus as Lord and believe in your heart that God raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with
Okay.
the heart, a person believes from your heart,
Yes.
leading to righteousness. He'll make you righteous. And with your mouth, he confesses, leading salvation. So here you're told you make a confession in front of believers. It's like when you take Shahada in front of Muslims.
Yeah.
That here we're told you make a confession in front of believers. And the
Okay.
confession is that Jesus Lord. So I'm asking you out of your own free will, you want to make a confession?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Okay. So if it's from your heart, you're going to confess. I'm going to tell you. So confess it with me. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready. 100%.
All right. I confess with my mouth.
I confess with my mouth.
Jesus is Lord.
Jesus is Lord.
And I know God raised him from the dead.
And I know God raised him from the dead.
I have no doubt.
I have no doubt.
And I give my life to Jesus.
And I give my life to Jesus.
And I acknowledge, confess. I confess.
And I acknowledge, confess. I confess.
Jesus is my Lord,
Jesus is my Lord,
my love,
my love,
my heart.
my heart.
And I am his forever.
And I'm his forever. I'm
I belong to him forever.
his forever. I
Amen.
belong to him forever.
Amen.
Amen.
It's okay, brother. Jesus makes us cry. So you're going to make me cry too. But now you're going to make me cry too. Now, you know my email. If you need more help, I'm
Yes.
here. But go regularly to church, take the Eucharist and confession.
Yes.
Okay?
Yes, I will 100%.
You blessed us today, brother. So I'm here. You know where to reach me an email. And
Yeah,
then,
yeah.
Lord willing, I'm going to get one of Marmari's deacons
Mm-hmm.
to contact you. I'm going to give him your email.
Yeah, thank you very much,
No, thank Jesus.
brother. You helped me. You know, you helped me a lot with this because uh, I mean, I'm not saying Belgium, the Belgium church is don't doesn't accept others, but I mean they're careful because you
Yeah,
know
there's
there are a lot of attacks. You know, there are a
yes,
lot of
there's
attacks. So
there's
I don't blame them. But I didn't had like I didn't had a person that could have helped me. I had one pastor, but even him, he was like he was suspicious. He was like, "Are you 100%?" But then he
yes.
believed me. So you helping me with this and contacting me, I'm 100% into this. I uh, I just made the confession and I wanna live by it.
No, you so now, and thank God now that Assyrian woman, I praise God for her. But one thing I'm going to ask you and her,
Yes.
you have to, and I'm not saying you're doing it, but I have to say it because I'm going to answer to Jesus.
Okay.
You and her have to be
Yes.
pure till marriage.
Yes. 100%.
This is what Jesus says. He will be heartbroken. You
Mhm.
will hurt him
Mhm.
if you don't wait till marriage. And if she's a good woman, she will keep herself pure. You're going to keep yourself until you're
Yes.
married. So
Brother,
stay.
this is the one thing that this is the one good thing that I had from Islam. That I was scared of zina.
Amen.
So this is the one thing I was scared of. So I know I'm gonna be pure with her, and she knows, bro. In the beginning, when I wasn't Christian, she was like, she was careful. She said, when you are not Christian, we can't be together. She
Good.
said, I'm here for you. I wanna help you. And then when I made I didn't took the confession, but I told her like I want to be Christian. I'm now 100% Christian. I left
Okay.
Islam. She
Good.
said,
Good woman.
yeah. So then she said, okay, now we can have we can have a future now. And
Good
she's
woman.
happy. She's happy for me.
I'm
And
happy that she gave you good testimony. See, she was a good woman. She gave you good
yes,
testimony. I'm not that she's a sinner. She was, I'm Christian, so I can't be with you. You see that, Christian ladies? Did you hear that? Christian ladies, listen. Though she found him attractive, she goes, no, if you're Muslim, I cannot be with you.
yes,
I'll help you find Jesus. But when he told her, I am now completely 100% my life for Jesus, she goes, now we can have a future. May she
yeah.
be a testimony for all you women. You cannot be with non
Amen.
Christians.
100%. Amen.
I'm proud of
100%.
you. Tell her your Assyrian brother is proud of you. Tell her that. Okay?
I'm gonna tell her, and she told me, she told me before I didn't want to tell you the I follow the Sam Shamoun because you're Muslim, but and the I mean I was trying, I was trying to call you before this, and there was something wrong with my server because I'm from Belgium maybe, and she was telling me like you can use my account. I was like, huh,
Good
you
woman.
follow him? She was like, yeah, I follow him like for a long time. And I even have the notification bell on. I was like,
Tell her I'm proud of her. If she
yeah,
speaks Assyrian, I just want to say to her in Syrian,
yeah, 100%.
give me a second, man.
Yeah, yeah,
Khati, مخديت لي رابا آلاهن خيا باروقا إيشم شيخا برونت آلاها ملكا خبا بارخ لك يا خاتي مخديت لي ريشا راما هنا مغديلك قم شيخة وخاميلك وبارك لك وباتوتك وبارخ أو جوانقة ماليلة وماليلك بتروخ قدشة بشمت مارن إيشم شيخة. So
is this going to be recorded? So I want to show her that
yeah,
because
this
she's
is
now
you've been
sleeping.
on live for the past 40 minutes, brother. Like you came to my live.
Yeah, but I forgot that there are people watching. I
No,
was
this
like
is the
into
live
the
stream.
moment.
So you did us a blessing. So now it's there. She can watch it. Tell her go watch it.
Okay, 100%. I'm gonna show her that, and
Amen.
maybe in the future I wanna be in contact with the bishop.
No, I'm going to give your
Maybe,
email right now to his deacon. He will email you. Watch. And right after
okay,
this,
thank
I'm
you
going to
very much.
contact you. God willing. You
Thank you
got
very
it.
much, brother.
I
Thank you
love you,
very
brother.
much, brother. I love you too, brother.
God bless you.
God bless you.
Lord be with you, brother.